Hi everyone, welcome to the Graceful Skinny Vlogs. We're going to keep on trekking through our end-of-year custom pre-K kit Timberdoodle review series. And to this subject, language arts. So, what we got straight from Timberdoodle. We got what preschoolers need to know. We customized from the preschool kit and got G is for goat. I think that came from the preschool kit. And then we got the animal alphabet activity book and the boogie board. What we added in for ourselves, and we added this in mainly because a lot of this is introduction of the alphabet, kind of getting familiar with it, but not really emphasizing the starting to learn to read. And I really felt that she was at that point where she was ready to start learning to read at some level. And I was really happy with the Hooked on Phonics. She's actually at the point where the readers that I've got picked out for January for our kindergarten curriculum, she found a few weeks ago and asked if she could read one, and she read one straight through. So the Hooked on Phonics really helps with that, along with the Leapfrog Letter Factory and Talking Words. Those worked great. So the Hooked on Phonics comes with 2 workbooks and some flashcards that, it turns out we're not really a flashcard family, so we never really use these, ever. But it's just basically letters and pictures and A's, astronaut, and whatever. The way it works, here's the workbooks. Every so often, so you go through the pages, you do them, it kind of work. And the first one, it kind of helps you, kind of guides with starting to learn how to form the letters. It's not a handwriting by any means, but it does help start with that. And then every 10 lessons or so, and I'm trying to find one of the pages. You get a review, and when you get the review, here we go. So you get the review, and then at the end of the review, you get a book. You get a storybook. You earn it, and it's a big deal. And she gets all excited about it. And then you get to watch the video, and it's a fun video segment with some fun songs about the different letters. If you're curious about what those songs are like, excuse me. Hooked on Phonics does have a YouTube channel, and they do. And you can find some of them there. Moving on, the G for Goat is just kind of a story that we would read sometimes, and she kind of found fun, and there's some pretty pictures in there. The Usborne Animal Activity book, I probably, if I had known better, would have saved to the second half of the year, and really, there was another book that Timberdoodle kind of guided for the first half of the year, and then suggested this for the second half, and I probably would have done that had I gone through it and really kind of realized. I did, but it's a page for each letter. We definitely got a little bit more out of it towards the end of the year than we did the beginning of the year. Practice the lettering, the coloring of the pages. We did enjoy that a lot, but I don't think that it's included anymore. The other last thing that I don't think that Timberdoodle includes anymore, but we really loved, was the boogie board, play and trace. So, like I said, this is the boogie board, play and trace. Think dry erase board, and you can use whatever you need. Think see-through dry erase board, because you can see through it. Which makes it nice for handwriting practice. It makes it nice for tracing a coloring book. She can do whatever she wants. We did lose the original stylus, and if there's one thing I had a bone to pick, you cannot find anywhere, not on Timberdoodle, not on Amazon, anywhere can you find a replacement stylus for your boogie board. So I actually had to come up and get creative, and then at the end of the year, when they were clearing some stuff out, Timberdoodle was selling this for $1, and we got this. But even this, she doesn't like to use as much because it's not quite like a real for stylus. But she can use it. What I ended up doing, it comes with some cards to use. And how I end up using it, because some people get confused with it. And if you're on the Timberdoodle Homeschoolers group on Facebook, you will find these in the in the photo album section of the Timberdoodle Facebook group, Timberdoodle Homeschoolers Facebook group. That's the parent group, not the official one. I made little cards that you could print out. I actually had them designed so that they could print out as pictures from Costco, so that makes them a little bit more durable. And you have that, and then you simply just put it over, and you practice tracing the words, the letters. And I have uppercase, lowercase, some shapes, and then 2 cards I won't show you because it shows personal information, but names and addresses. Oh, and I also do numbers and lines. So that's what I use. I have found that the Boogie board cards that come with it, and they do have alphabets, but they do it this blue with this weird red, and it just doesn't show up as well. Not as well as that. And like you can see the two together, and you can see that you can really see the truck, and you can't really see the numbers. We have really found a lot of use for this. I'm going to continue this to bleed over into kindergarten and have her continue practicing with it. It's just a good way, fun way for her to practice hands-on with handwriting. That's just a different way of doing it besides pencil and paper. The last piece to go over. What your preschooler needs to know. I hear before going into pre-K, there is a lot of people that told me, a lot of advanced homeschoolers or people who raised their children doing homeschoolers raved about how great this book was. Here's the deal. It reads very textbooky. This is a textbook. Plain and simple. It's dry. It's kind of boring. It goes over her head. We hated it. We did not finish it. I leave it out for her to look at, and it does have some kind of interesting information in there, but it is a dry, boring way to read about history or to read about different things. And the song portion in here, well, reading a thing on here with songs, it's not very helpful. The most that we would do is pick the one that we got to that day, and then we'd find it on YouTube. So we did maybe find a couple different things to, enjoy watching, or different songs to add to our YouTube channel or YouTube playlist for music time. But there wasn't a whole lot that we did with it. She did love the poems, but we have other books of poems. And when it came to the kindergarten kit, I actually left it out. Our library has a kindergarten version. I would check to see if your library has any of the versions. This one and the kindergarten one are very similar. Well, our library didn't have this one. Our library does have the kindergarten version. And so I was able to flip through it. And if I had flipped through that before I had purchased this, I don't know that I would have purchased this. We started in late August. By the beginning of October, we weren't using this anymore, not regularly. So this is the only piece of the language arts kit that we got that I would say, I don't get why people rave about it. It's boring. It's dull. It reads like a textbook. It's nothing. There's not much in there that's great. We didn't use it. Heck, I didn't even flip through it after a few times. I might pull it out every now and then for a few pictures, there's in the science section, there's a diagram of a flower. And now that we're growing sunflowers at home, I might pull it out so she can kind of see what it looks like. But that's about it. That's other than a rare occasion pulling it out to look at something, that's all we used it for. So not a glowing review, but that's what it is. Everything else was great. We love the Hooked on Phonics. We love the Boogie board. And we love the Anima activity book. So that's what we did for language arts. Next up should be arts and the finishing out of our review series. Until next time, bye.